What's going on, everybody? Ryan Thompson, the Assumable Guy. This is the Assumable Guy Show. Today, we're talking to sellers, specifically the seller who's sitting on a killer low rate, thinking about letting a buyer assume it. But there's this one fear holding you back. If I let someone take over my loan, am I stuck? Can I even go buy my next house? Here we go. So let me say out loud what you're actually thinking, because I hear it all the time. Ryan, I've got this rate in the twos. I know it's valuable. But if I hand it to a buyer, especially if it's my VA loan, doesn't that trap me? Don't I lose my entitlement? How am I supposed to go qualify for the next place? Right? It's a real fear. And it's the number one thing that keeps sellers from ever marketing their home as assumable. Here's the answer. Straight up, yes. You can still buy your next house. I promise you, I have watched sellers do exactly this and walk right into their next home. Let me walk you through why, because once you see the mechanism, the fear kind of disappears. Here's what most people don't realize. When a buyer assumes your loan the right way, with the lender involved and approving it, you get something called a release of liability. That right there is the whole game. It means the loan comes off of you, off your name, off your credit, off your debt to income. The buyer steps into your shoes, and the bank signs a document saying that debt is theirs now, not yours. So why does that one piece matter so much? Because when you go to buy your next home, the new lender looks at your debt to income. They add up everything you owe every month. If that old mortgage is still sitting on you, it eats into how much house you can qualify for. But once you've got that release of liability, the payment is gone from the math. Let me make this super clear. Say your payment on that old loan was $2,000 a month. To a new lender, $2,000 a month is a big chunk of your buying power. Wipe it off with the release, and suddenly you look like someone with no mortgage at all. Your buying power for the next house opens way up. Now I got to be super clear about something. This is not subject to. Subject to is where the loan stays in your name and everybody just crosses their fingers and hopes the bank doesn't notice. That would actually trap you. That old debt would follow you around for years. A real assumption is lender approved and you get released. Keep it legal, keep it clean, keep your peace of mind. All right. VA sellers, this next part is for you because you've got the extra layer, your entitlement. And this is honestly where most of the fear lives. If I leave my entitlement with the property so a non-veteran can assume it, is it gone forever? Am I done using my VA benefit? Here's the thing that most people don't realize though. You do not lose all of your entitlement. You keep what's left over. Let me show you what that looks like. Say you're right here in El Paso County. The county loan limit is around $806,000. Your original VA loan used up $350,000 of that. So do the math with me. You've still got over $400,000 of entitlement just sitting there, ready for your next home. $400,000 on your next house. That's plenty to buy again in most of Colorado. And a little hack for the dual military couples out there. If both spouses have entitlement, one of you leaves your entitlement with the home you're selling, and you go buy the next place using the other spouse's entitlement, full entitlement. Brand new zero down VA loan on the next house. I promise you, we have done this with clients. It works. Now maybe you're sitting there thinking, Ryan, my entitlement's basically maxed out. What about me? Cool. You're still not stuck, not even close. You've got a stack of options. You can go conventional with as little as 3% down. Right here in Colorado, you've got CHFA, the Down Payment Assistance Program, if you qualify for it. You can even go FHA again. Nobody is forcing you to have full VA entitlement to buy a home. That's just one door. There are several, and we'll find the right one for you. Let me tell you about Colin and Beth. They had a home with a rate in the twos, and they were nervous about this exact thing, scared that letting someone assume it would box them in and kill their next purchase. So here's what we did. We marketed the home as assumable. That low rate brought a wave of buyers to the table, competing offers, and it drove the price right up. They sold high, they got their release of liability, and they turned around and bought their next place without a hitch. The thing they were scared of never happened. What actually happened is they sold faster, they sold for more, and they walked into the next chapter free and clear. So why does this fear even exist in the first place? Think about that for a second. It's because nobody explains the release of liability. Sellers hear, someone is taking over my loan, and their brain jumps straight to, so it's still my loan, but now some stranger is driving it. That's not how it works. The release is the entire point. Once the assumption closes, that loan is not your problem anymore. You are not on the hook. You are not trapped. Not trapped. Not trapped. So here's where we're at. You market your low rate, you pull in more buyers, you very likely sell for more, you get released from the loan, and you keep your options wide open for the next house, whether that's your leftover VA entitlement or conventional with 3% down or CHFA. You're not boxing yourself in. You're doing the opposite. You're finally using the one advantage most sellers are sitting on and don't even know they have. Let's go. If you're a seller sitting on a rate in the 2s or 3s and you want to know exactly what your next move looks like, hit up assumableguy.com or DM me on Instagram at the.assumable.guy. I'll run the numbers for you. No pressure, just math. I'm Ryan Thompson. This is the Assumable Guy Show. Next episode, we're getting into something that trips up a lot of buyers, and getting it wrong could genuinely blow up your deal. Subject to versus an assumable mortgage. What's the actual difference, and why one of them could put you in a really sticky spot down the road? You do not want to miss it. See you on the next one.